Hi, it's Crystal here, your nature-inspired relationship coach. Check me out looking all wintry, just on another walk with Theo, my dog, and we're just going for a lovely crisp autumn walk. It's freezing. The weather, all of a sudden, as soon as it turned November, has become really, really cold, as you'd expect, I'm sure, this time of year. But it's really freezing. And the nights are obviously a lot darker now. It's dark at around 4:30. So we're really starting to feel like it's winter now, and lots of people don't like that. Lots of people feel quite depressed and low in mood when it's darker. Lots of people don't like the cold weather. If you follow me at all, you'll know I love all of the seasons for all sorts of different reasons. What I really love about the winter and it getting darker earlier is the fact that it's cosy. I find it really cosy. I think it's a really nice excuse to just bed down, be a bit more reflective when it's winter, when it's darker, and it really forces you to just be different, to just spend more time with yourself, more time with your partner, more time inside doing other things you wouldn't normally do if you were out busy. If the evenings were longer, perhaps you might try and fit more stuff in. So I think it's actually really important to just go with the natural rhythm of the seasons sometimes and actually respond as our ancestors would. If it was darker, our ancestors would sit around the fire, they'd sing, tell stories, go to bed earlier. So I just think that's really important. And also with everything being colder, again, it's an excuse to cosy up round the fire, isn't it? So what I'm trying to say is I think it's really important to see the positives in a situation, to look for what's positive about your situation, what's positive about your relationship, because very often when I see couples for relationship coaching, it's because they're tending to focus on all the negatives in their relationships, and they're looking at the negatives in their challenges and the negatives in the conflict cycles that they're having with their partners. And I believe that we can reframe things to see the positives. So just like you can see the positive side of the seasons and the different seasons and what that brings you, I believe it's really important to think positively in your relationship and focus on what's good and what you do well and what's going right in your relationship. So you can then use what's right in your relationship to fix what's wrong with it. So what I mean by that is, if you're viewing challenges and conflict as something negative, you're going to start resenting your partner, you're going to stop communicating well, you're going to harbour anger, and it's going to make the whole conflict worse. But if you look at conflict as an opportunity for growth, and as an opportunity to get to know your partner more, and as an opportunity to overcome an obstacle together and then grow closer as a result of that, you can start to view conflict as something entirely different. You can start to view it as a natural process, just like we have thunderstorms and forest fires. We're always going to encounter conflict in nature, and your relationship and you're all part of nature. So you can start to view conflict as something that's desirable even, not just something you have to put up with or overcome. And I think that can be said for not just for conflict, but for looking at those little niggling things that you are bothered about in your relationship. Whether it's are you focusing on all the negatives? So is it really that important that your partner doesn't empty the dishwasher? Is it really that important, for example, if you feel like your husband or your wife isn't really helping you get the children ready for school in the morning? Is it really that important that they have this annoying habit where they leave shoes in the middle of the floor? And it's not to belittle the things that really bother you in your relationship, but it's just to say, are you focusing on the wrong things? So maybe they support you really well in other ways. Maybe your partner really supports you by going out to work every day. Maybe your partner supports you by asking how your day was. I think sometimes if you really focus on what's going well in your relationship, you can really start to build more positive energy around your relationship. And even if there are certain things that bother you that you really do feel like you need to tell your partner about, it might really bother you that they leave their shoes in the middle of the floor or they don't help you with the kids as much as you would like. But you can even say that to them in a positive way, so that it becomes a request for change rather than just a complaint, which will just feel like a criticism. So there's lots of skills and techniques for you to be able to deliver your message in a more positive way. And I can certainly help you to do that. I have a communication guide for couples which just gives you the very basic principles and techniques that you can use to communicate with your partner more positively. But I'll talk to you more about that at the end of the video. So focusing on the positives, not just in your relationship but also in your life, can actually generate more positive energy altogether. So what you send out, the energy that you send out to the world around you, is going to head out to everybody else in ripples. So if you imagine what it's like when you drop a stone into a pond and you notice there's the impact point, and then you have all of those concentric circles, those rings of energy that just expand out from the point where you impact, so where the stone drops into the water. Now imagine your energy like that. Imagine that the energy you send out into the world, the things that you say, the things that you do, the way that you are, it's like that stone. You drop it and it spreads out from you and radiates around you, affecting all of those people that come into contact with you, including your partner. So the logic is that if you send out negative thoughts and you focus on the negatives, that's the ripple effect that you have. You generate more negativity, you impact those around you, including your partner, with your negative thoughts, and probably you'll get a negative response back. But if that were to be positive, if you were to send out positive messages, positive vibes, positive communication, then what you're going to get is you're going to impact the people around you, including your partner, positively, and you're much more likely to get a positive response back. So it's just a natural law, really. It's what you focus on in nature. Where you focus is where you go. What you focus on is what you tend to get. So I just think it's really important to always think about reframing your negative thoughts into positive ones where possible, and delivering your message to your partner in a positive way. So if you want to get started on knowing how to do that, I've got a free communication guide for couples. You can get that by going to my website, which is www.crystalwoodbridge.com, and I'll put a link to the communication guide below in the comments as well, so that you can download that directly from the link without having to go to the website. But if you do go to the website, there are all sorts of other things there as well, such as my newsletter. You can sign up for my Compassionate Conflict for Couples course, my 4 Seasons relationship course. There's just so much content there, free for you. The Compassionate Conflict for Couples course is a paid for course, but it's absolutely 100% more than worth the £99 it would cost you to actually have the most amazing communication and compassionate conflict resolution in your relationship. That's another story. But get started with my communication guide. It's the very best place for you to start, so that you can have more positive communication in your relationship, and you can start to focus on the positives in your relationship too. So you can also come to my website, which is www.crystalwoodbridge.com. That's KRYSTAL woodbridge.com. And you can download my communication guide there. Until then, have an amazing rest of the day wherever you are. And it's goodbye from me for now, and bye from Theo. Let me show you Theo, my dog, who's completely disinterested because he's hyperactive and into everything. So take care for now. See you soon. Bye.